So the question that we're really trying to answer is which company, LPT versus EXP, gives agents today in 2024 the most opportunity to go out and build a Rev Share organization so they can start earning that additional layer of residual income in their business. The methodology that I'm going to use for this is we're going to look at the year 2023, and we're going to look at how many agents the company started with, how many they ended with, how many people were out there recruiting, and then we're going to take an average to see of the number of recruiting agents on average, how many were most able to bring into their organizations. We'll start with EXP, and again, this is 2023. Just so you know, all the numbers that I'm using, again, the 10% is kind of what EXP says that they have that number of agents actually recruiting. But in terms of the agent count, this is straight off of EXP's website, so you can go find this. So they ended Q3 with 89,156 agents. They had 5% growth. So that means they started with 84,939. So grand total, they added 4,247 agents, give or take. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at how many agents starting off that year were actively involved in recruiting. So again, we're going to take their word at 10%. So 10% of 84,939 is 8,493 recruiting agents. So we've got 4,247 partners that were gained by 8,493. So, and we come to a grand total of 0.5. So they were able to attract around 4,300 net agent partners, and there were about 8,500 agents that were actively doing that. So on average, each agent that was actively recruiting was able to add 1/2 of one. Let's do the exact same math, and we're going to use LPT's numbers. The numbers for 2023 for LPT, we started the year at about 2,500 agents, and we ended the year at 6,500 agents. So we gained 4,000 agent partners over that time. The number of recruiting agents, we're going to take our 2,500, again, 10% of that, 250 agents. So we had 250 agents that collectively were able to attract 4,000. And so when we run those numbers, we come up with this. So on average, an agent that was actively trying to recruit, right, one of those 10% at the company who was actively out there recruiting agents, on average, they were able to attract 16 agent partners into their organization. Visually, that's what this would look like. So one agent attracting 16, again, would have been the average for LPT in 2023. So when you compare these two visually beside each other, this is what you come up with. Again, over here, we've got EXP, who each of their recruiting agents were able to gain 0.5, and we have LPT, where each of the recruiting agents on average would have gained around 16. That means that the average recruiting agent at LPT Realty attracted 32 times more partners compared to those recruiting agents at EXP Realty. So in terms of the actual difference, LPT agents were 32 times more likely to attract an agent into their organization than an EXP agent was. Now, I want to take a real life case study here because, again, there are some areas where we see net losses on a lot of these companies where they're actually losing a lot more agents than we're gaining. And we're just looking at EXP and LPT in this particular case. So EXP gained 562 agents in the San Antonio market over the course of 2023, but they simultaneously lost 739. So overall, EXP had a net loss of 177 agents in the San Antonio market. So that means if you added 5.6 partners to your downline over the course of 2023 at EXP, you would have simultaneously lost 7.4 agents over the same time period. So your downline that year would have actually shrunk by 25%. So again, you would have added agents, 5.5 agents, but you would have lost 7.5 agents. And so over the same time period, when EXP lost 177 agents net, LPT gained 338 agents and lost 38. So that was a net gain of 300 agents here in San Antonio. Now, that means that LPT's presence increased in agent count in that market by 3,433%. If you're an agent right now in 2024 and you're thinking about getting into agent attraction, you want to grow that organization, do you want to do that at the company that had an average gain of 0.5 agents per recruiting agent, or the one that had 16 new agent partners per attracting agent? And I think the answer there is pretty simple. If you decide that this is something you want to do, you want to either come over here and do nothing but sell real estate and kind of keep this on the back burner. Maybe eventually you get into Rev Share, or maybe you're somebody who says, man, that's some pretty serious opportunity. I want to dig into this and hit it really hard. If you'd like to discuss it in a little bit more detail with AJ and myself, go ahead and schedule a one-on-one private Zoom call with us. We would love to connect with you. We'd love to answer any questions that you have, give you our experiences, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly. But we'd love to chat with you. We'd love to know a little bit more about you and see if we can help, see if we might be the right partners for you to partner with here at LPT. And until then, be well.